Countdown.
Here we go. And good morning, good evening, Wasteland. Mr. G and Edgerunner Cold here with some of the boys
Hello.
from Targum. We've got Sam, community manager. Say hello, Sam.
Hey guys, hello.
And we have Andrew, project manager, joining us as well.
Hey there, guys.
We were going to have one of the balance managers come, but they were too afraid of you guys. So actually, he was too tired. So he's
Be gentle.
he's
Be
going to
civil.
bed. He's going to bed right now. So we're here to check out the stuff coming from the new Battle Pass. We're here to ask a lot of your questions, and I know there's quite a few of them. So let's go ahead and let's just jump into it. Sam, tell us a little bit about the latest update, what people are going to be looking at.
So mainly we are looking at the new faction that's coming to the Wastelands. It's Seekers, the Order of the Fallen Star. The faction that made appearance in several stories already, and finally we decided to bring it to the game. A lot of new parts from various factions are also coming, like the new weapons, new cabins, new construction details, and all that stuff. The ship graveyard map is back finally.
Yeah, people miss the old maps. They missed them.
Gee,
Yeah, they do.
Sam's audio is
we
low
know,
apparently.
I turned Sam up a little bit. Someone was saying we had some echo. Are we sounding okay now? Let us know. All right,
Do you
Sam,
still have echo?
keep talking, and we're gonna get your audio right.
Okay. So some changes to rate has been made. What else? Some new decorations for your garage. Just can't remember it right here. So what else do we have in?
A new
Uh,
PvE event
True.
with
New,
Ravagers,
new
some balance
Ravagers
changes
environment event.
in raids, hard raids, and some new mechanics.
Okay. So, guys,
Not
I'm
the
thinking.
talk one though.
I'm thinking. Here's the schedule for stream. So, everybody that's joining us, we're gonna look at the new parts. We're gonna check those out. We're gonna showcase all the new toys that are coming with this battle pass, and then we're gonna talk about torque. Just so you know, it is not going to be in the next update. They said that they're still working on it. And then we're going to go ahead and hit up your questions to the devs. All right? So what's this cabin called that I'm looking at? This crazy straight line cabin? Look at this thing. So
It called
aggressor, I
Aggressor.
think.
okay, so it's got this perk here that's going to stack 1, 2, 3 times, but as soon as I turn even like 1 degree, we're going to go ahead and lose a stack on that. So let's just take a peek at the stats on this thing. So we got the aggressor. For every 30 meters driven in a straight line, it receives a charge that increases the weapon damage by 7%, stacks up to 3 times. Gentlemen, when you built this, did you realize it was just going to be a Lancer cabin? You just kind of try and aim in a straight line and blow. What were we intended weapons for this when you guys designed it?
Yes, lenses, shotguns, some machine guns, like I don't remember the names in English, like imp and below. So it's to hit someone with lenses, you need to steer a little.
Yeah, you
So
do. It's gonna be hard.
you will lose probably will lose some of perk.
Okay.
But we'll see how it works,
Sure.
and we'll balance it if we need to.
So one of the things
For
you're
now,
gonna.
the full charge of the perk is something that you have to get lucky for. So in most of the cases, you're gonna have like 1 or 2 charges of it, not 3, I suppose.
Okay. So one of the other things I wanted to show off is we got the new light wheel. So we finally have another purple wheel besides the Bigfoot and the Hermit. But this one reduces speed requirements for bonus activation. So let me go ahead and just pull these off here, and we can see how long it takes for the Fafnir perk to load up without them. So we'll just stick on some garbage wheels here. Oh, medium wheels. Cold and I were using so many medium wheels when we were playing our new accounts the other day.
Oof.
So fun.
No
We'll get into talking about that.
You have to
a little
remove
bit
the
later.
decor. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta get rid of the little fender guy. So we'll see how long it takes to charge up on the standard wheels here. Nobody judge my building skills today. So I'm gonna go. Let's see here. We're just doing some
2
testing
seconds,
today.
roughly.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 2.5, 2 seconds. All right, now we're gonna go back.
Yeah, depending on how fast we're going.
Yeah, we'll go back to the other wheels we had on there. Oh, don't override.
And you know, buggy wheel is the size of landing gear.
Yeah, this is tiny. It's a tiny little one. And then we're going to look at that new cabin in a minute. But look, it's basically instantaneous with the new purple wheels. Maybe 1.2 seconds versus just about 2 seconds.
48
Yeah.
kilometers per hour you need to make it work.
Yeah, let's take a look.
48, I guess.
Yeah, we hit 40 pretty quickly, so it lowers the threshold for that kind of stuff, guys, so that it's going to fire up pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and it becomes practically instant.
The next
So,
thing we've
I like
got is we've got this new heavy cabin, and let's just look at the size of this thing, all right? Because everyone's going to be going, Jesus, boys, this thing is big. Can I ask, did you guys use textures from the map to build this? Because we noticed you guys recycle a lot of things. We see stuff on maps and stuff, and we go, hey, could that be a part in the game? And sometimes it shows up. Is that something you guys do?
Sometimes yes, but I don't think that this is the case now. You know, quality of textures and objects for maps is different from quality of objects for game.
Okay,
So
so it's a different kind of file than a department. All right.
maybe we can use some ideas, and but it's a different pipeline of working even.
That makes sense. All right. So one of the things you're going to notice, guys, is this thing's got like a lip on the front here. So you're going to have to kind of have the front end poking out, kind of like the Cerberus. But you can fit an Apollo and wedge a bunch of stuff behind this cabin. Let me take a look at the weld points here.
By the way, you placed the polo wrong. If you place it vertically, you can put
It'll
it
fit?
in.
It'll fit?
Yep.
No
Yeah.
way.
If
Yeah,
you get
You have to
it
tweak
up,
the frames.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
you
Yeah,
can
if we remove
you
the
can
frame.
put ammo box and Apollo in there.
Cool. Let's do that. Let's do that right now. Let's see what we can wedge in there. We'll just have to like frame
Here
around
it
this thing.
goes.
Wait. Oh. Okay.
There you
Okay,
go.
so you could frame around it and it'll fit. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, that was intentional when we built it. So tell us a little bit about this cabin. What does it do? Why did you build it? What did you have as its intended purpose in the game?
You know, it's mainly a really heavy cabin for builds with a lot of HP. So the main perk of it, you know, it kind of has two perks. One perk is written description, and the second one is, you know, niche, where you can hide your generator or something, or ammo boxes. And the idea is you are going to build around it a lot of construction parts, not bumpers, to gain HP and to make it's really work. So the main idea is it's for heavy, fat build.
Yeah. It is a heavy, fat, gigantic build for sure. So what does it say? The perk, it says for each 1,000 points of durability, the durability of weapons mounted on the cabin is boosted by 5% with a max of 20%. So you're going to want to cabin mount everything on this thing.
Yeah,
just to
it's
get that
important that
bonus.
you got a mounting cabin. Yeah.
But you're also
to
going to want to
mention,
you're also going to want to put the biggest weapon possible, like something like a mastodon, so that that durability
Yep.
bonus is even
Yep.
bigger. So dang, all right, this thing is chunky. All right, we've also got on top of this thing, we've got the new legendary autocannon AC-80 Stillwind. What does it say for the perk on this? The invisibility effect after the shot lasts for 2 seconds. So are we able to shoot this thing and stay cloaked for a minute?
Yeah.
Is that the goal?
around 5 shots. You get around 5 shots before clock is disengaged.
Oh, and we've got boosters in here I'm seeing that we're going to have to check out. So while we don't have the torque changes yet, we do have some of these boosters in. All right, we're going to have to talk about
Torque
that.
changes will need some time, maybe a lot of time, because we need a lot of testing on PR
Sure.
test.
Sure. Well, we'll get around to talking about that because I know people are curious. Cold, am I missing anything super important in the chat yet? While we're
Yes, you're missing the horns.
everyone wants. Oh right, I always forget horns. Did you guys see that? We just shot like 4 rounds
Yeah.
while we were still
Yeah.
cloaked. You guys hear this horn? Listen to this. It's like a little bell. It's like a little ding, ding, ding. Ah, that's pretty cute. That's pretty cute, guys.
Basically, default train sound. The default sound trains made when they arrive or depart, because
it.
you know it's a train cabin after all.
So you're going to be able to be pretty sneaky with your autocannon with this one, guys. You're able to get off a fair few rounds. So you could probably even scoot behind cover before anybody even sees you if you're able to pull it off and master that. All right.
And if you have 2 of them, you're gonna double the damage before you're uncloaked.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So these are kind of neat. All right. What other
But
new
your names
toys?
can still see tracers from your bullets. So
Oh, the
it's not
tracer rounds.
automatic.
Right.
Yes.
So we've got a
Good
new
payback.
frontal machine gun. Let's check this thing out. Okay, boop. Let's stick it on the old cabin here. Why not? Okay. So this guy, as the weapon heats up, damage resistance increases. Well, that's straightforward on that one. It's in that line of tacklers where everything has a damage resistance that comes from some sort of action that you're going to do on it. So let's go ahead and try that out. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's similar to aspect in the perk.
Let's put some coolers on here so we can check this
What
out.
is the perk again? G, can you show the perk
The
again?
more it heats up, the more is damage resistance.
Yep, I'll go and demo that for you guys one more time. So take a peek. Yep, it's just nice and one of the better ones, at least, because as you're using it, and you could probably, if you just throttle your shots, keep the damage resistance up. So a little more useful than some of the other perks lower down in the line on this one. So not bad. Okay.
Yeah, and you can't just hold the left button. You gotta think about it.
Yeah, you gotta tap. Everyone's always they're always saying, Mr. G, remember to tap fire. You gotta remember to tap fire, because I'm always forgetting.
Now you gotta remember, for sure.
All right, so is there any other weapons or toys or cabs we need to check out before we look into the modules? Because I think that's a pretty big deal we gotta cover today.
We can check out the new auto grenade launcher. I
Oh,
guess.
right. That's
My
purple one.
favorite weapon from Battlepass. It's just so good.
Okay, I can't aim to save my life, so if it makes it easy to aim.
That's
just-
true.
Pressure. You missed it.
Where
Special, it's blue only. Light blue.
Oh, it's light blue. Okay. Boop. Where is it?
No, it's purple. It's
No, it's purple.
red.
Purple.
Yeah.
Oh,
purple.
you said? All
I
right.
just passed it. All right, where is it? What's it called? What am I
Pressure.
looking-
It's Thresher. THRE.
Hey, that's a name that actually makes
There
sense.
you go.
I gotta say, some of the English translations for some of the weapon lines are a little goofy. Like the whole Sinus series. I know in Russian, I think that name of those makes sense, but some of those are just, we get confused in the English-speaking community sometimes. All right, look at this thing. It's got quite the projectile drop. You're gonna be able to arc your shots.
Like a double
over
Emily
stuff.
or so.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. What's the perk on this thing? Oh, Jesus, look at this thing.
That is amazing.
I'm digging the projectile drop a little bit so we can kind of arc it. Look at the
For the
rate of
perk to
fire
work,
on
you
this.
gotta hit it as far as possible.
As-
The further you hit the enemy, the more damage you do.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
You can dial it in there. You're going to be using the rangefinder on your reticle.
How much energy does that use?
Let's have a look at the stats.
6.
6 energy. All right.
Hitting a target at 20 meters distance increases damage by 7% for 1 second. So every 20 meters gives you a 7% bonus to damage, guys.
Not
Can
every.
I pause this for a second? This is one thing that I would like to bring it up a little bit later, but the perk translation sometimes is kind of hard in English. Like, my understanding is like hitting a target at a 20-meter distance, which means that the target needs to be exactly at 20 meters, but that's probably not the case,
Yeah,
is
that's
it?
true. That's true. That's true.
It should be closer or farther away. I don't know.
I think what
You're
Cold's
right.
saying is he's
We-
offering to help
Yeah.
do all of the translations now for free.
No, I'm
Nice.
not.
We need a lot of
We know
working
someone
hands,
even
you know.
made all of them now.
Well, English is your second language too, so we can give you points for that. I mean,
Yeah.
the American here, of course, can only speak one language.
So do you guys know what's the right one on this? It's further away from of 20, more than 20 or less than 20? Do you guys know?
More than 20.
Like,
It's more
more than
it's
20.
more than-
All right, awesome.
Okay, so you just have to be over 20 meters. All right. Cool. I actually like the way this thing feels. I'll say right out the door. I'm going to play with it a little bit more. Just the fact that it's a little slow, the projectile, but you can spam a lot of them. I mean, look how many rounds you can get in the air at one
But
time.
the downside of it is that you don't have much ammo. It's only 75.
You
on
can
yours
just
now.
hold left click with this thing too. The rate of fire on it is ridiculous. Look at that. Yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. That it feels good. It feels chonky.
It could be better than the Ratcher if you think about it, because it fires faster
Could be.
in a way, in a niche way. I mean,
We'll find
Sound
out.
is nice too.
So, guys, to get these weapons, it's going to be a standard battle pass where people are going to just get in and they're going to do the battle pass missions to unlock all this stuff. Can we talk about that and blueprints?
Yep, we can.
Sure. So tell us how everybody's going to get these new toys.
Just like in old times, but for legendary weapons, you will able to craft them only during the battle pass and maybe in some events later. And also you can now in free version of battle pass, you can craft fused weapon from scratch. So you will you can obtain the similar reward as in paid battle pass.
Because I know there were a lot of people that were concerned, like, that once Battle Pass was over, there was going to be no way to make a lot of this new stuff. I know there was a lot of community feedback, like, hey,
Yeah,
don't take away our blueprints.
it was a really difficult decision, and we were thinking about market game, market playing.
Sure. Well,
So
it seems like you guys
So-
you switched course a little bit, and you're like, well, it's going to come back, and we'll give you guys an opportunity to build those again later. All right, so I've got
But we
this.
will. Yeah.
I've got this reload module on here. I noticed there's no button to activate it or anything. Do I have to do anything with it, or how does it
It's
work?
a passive bonus.
passive.
No, it's passive.
Okay.
It works by itself.
Boost reloading of weapons and rockets by 20%. That's a solid. It's a solid boost right there out the door for 1 energy. So let's talk about the changes to engines, guys. So I know that the module changes are kind of tied with engine changes. So usually I would be running a Colossus on something like this, where I'm going to be using a reload. How has the Colossus changed? So increases durability of all chassis by 20%. And I'm thinking when you guys say chassis, you're meaning movement parts, yeah?
yeah, this is very
Yep.
confusing for me, honestly. Not sure if that's for you, G.
No, it's a
Because
little
chassis,
confusing.
because for me, chassis is the frames, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, chassis would be the frame and the drive lines in
That's
English
a fair
language.
point.
Yeah.
Good to know.
we
it is very confusing for me.
Who's in charge of doing that translation? We'll yell at them. Is it Sam? Is it Andrew? It's all good,
No,
guys.
it was neither of us.
Okay, it was probably the balance change guy that didn't show up today. We're gonna put it on him.
Yeah, we can
Oh,
blame
it's
everything on
fault.
him.
All right,
Yeah.
so now if you want to do any sort of weapon that has reload, you're gonna be wanting to spend that 1 extra energy on this. So it's gonna change a lot of builds up because it's gonna be taking away an energy that you used to just be putting into an engine like the Colossus. Although I gotta say,
we did it because we were thinking that for engines you want it's more logical to have a perk that affects movement parts, not your weapons.
yeah, that
So
makes some sense. Now these don't
we
stack,
decided-
right? The modules, they don't. It's just you can
No.
only do.
No,
You
they
can
don't.
only- you can
They don't.
only get one on your build.
Okay, so that's
Not
the-
even across rarities.
Yeah,
If you have
different
different
rarities,
rarities.
We have different rarities, and you can stack them too.
Can I use more than one module, though, if it's for different things at the same time?
For different things, I guess so, yes.
All right, so we have the flywheel recharge booster. What other new modules? We've had the power unit for a while, which is kind of sad in that role. I know there was... What was the other ones you guys added? Is it just the
It's
reload
just,
module?
just two recharge boosters of different rarities. We probably will add some more modules that affect different weapon.
Okay, so we have this one that does... It says durability plus 10%. Does that mean the entire build?
Oh, that is the fusion. That is the fusion
No,
of
that's
the.
the fusion of the part.
Yeah, the part tolerability is more 10% because it's fused.
Okay, right. Sorry. But, okay, it's looking like I can't put 2 modules on this vehicle. So it's saying part limit exceeded because I'm only allowed 1 of this type. So we're
Yes,
not allowed
because
to do more than 1. You have to
they are
choose
not
your
different.
specialty. I got you. So this is basically just the special version of what we were just trying out. So this one just gives you a 10%. I noticed there's an animation, though, on the part. I like that. It's kind of cool. Like, you can actually see it kind of going through a little reload animation on there. Is that what's going on? I like that. I like that. That's
Yeah, it
slick.
is.
Nice little touch there, gentlemen. Have I missed any of the new parts, guys? Before we get into other stuff.
We haven't looked at the new frontal shotgun yet.
Oh, right.
Gremlin.
Gremlin.
Gremlin one.
Let's check it
The
out.
the goblin.
Oh? Let's have
Yeah,
a look.
it's a goblin but better, something like that.
So it's okay, cool. Well, the goblin has been a solid choice for a long time. Oh, look at that. We get a purple one. It's nice to see some more stuff coming out in this line.
Is the size and shape exactly the same as the goblin?
Ooh, that's a good point. Let's take
Yes,
I
it
guess
is.
so. I guess so. Yeah.
Let's take a peek side by side here. They do nearly look identical. I mean, just pretty similar.
The other one is more armored.
But I noticed it only takes 2 energy, which was one of the big things about the goblin. Is it was just you could put so many of them on a build. Let's get this thing off here. So what's the perk on this bad boy? It says when you're ramming someone, the damage of the gremlin increases up 30%. Well, we're gonna have to try this on a different build then, aren't we? Because it's not gonna work on this one. Let's just stick something on here.
So the harder you ram, the more bonus you receive.
Oof.
Hmm.
What do we got on here? All right. Gremlin. And then, guys, we're going to get into all your questions. Those of you guys have been waiting. I know you guys have been waiting. You're like, I have a question. I want answered. We'll get to it. We'll get to it, guys.
Man, that vehicle is fast like that.
Yeah, it does not mess around. So, boom, you could see for like a microsecond, we got a damage bonus there. Okay, but if you keep ramming and staying in
But
contact.
that is very hard to use, isn't it?
But look. If I'm touching at all, the perk is on.
That is so hard to use.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky.
No, I guess if your vehicle was a bit heavier, so you won't
Oh,
fly
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But you're definitely going to be face hugging with this thing. They're like, go use the melee on it. And then you're going to want to time your shots
Huh.
to win your face
That's interesting.
All right, we'll have to see how that
Maybe
one plays out.
parry it with a skinner so you can attach to the vehicle.
Maybe. I got to say
Maybe.
that the grenade launcher is my favorite. And I'm curious with the autocannon and the cloak how that's going to play out. So those are my takeaways from the new toys. How about you, Cold? After what we've seen so far, what are your
Yeah, I like the
thoughts?
grenade launcher. I
Yeah.
like the grenade launcher as well.
Grenade launcher looks good. The grenade launcher looks
It's scary though. A little bit scary.
Oh, yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see when it drops, like, which players get it first out the door and what the meta builds are going to be that are going to pop up right out the door. All right, well, I think...
It's funny how in the chat you can hear people complaining about the melee stuff, and there's also people complaining about the hover stuff at the same time. It's
Well,
funny.
you know, you can't make everybody happy all the time, can you? But we're here to
Exactly.
just ask your questions, guys. Put it to these guys who actually make the game that you guys play every day, make it work. We're going to ask them your questions. So, gentlemen...
That
Sam
engine
Amber-
shaking on that cabin is pretty sick though.
Oh, let me
The
see
engine
that.
shaking.
That is a nice detail.
on the cabin.
Oh, I got to do the horn. I
Yeah.
got to do the horn. Okay, that's pretty generic vanilla horn there, guys, but there you have it. But that is a nice little animation. I dig that. That's cool. All right, Sam, Andrew, torque changes.
Yeah.
Why did you guys at Crossout, why did we decide to do something that's such a big change to just the core mechanics of the game? I don't want to give you guys a chance to talk about.
Go
when you
back to
guys sat
Garage G.
down.
You're gonna make people sick that way.
Sure. We'll just chill. I'm having my coffee. I'm going to let these guys talk.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
the main issue, the main reason for this change is to make a game more easy for new guys, for new players, and for all players as well. So the rules of crowd building are more obvious, more relatable, more realistic as well, and more logical. So it is the main and maybe only reason to not only
Let
but
me ask another question. Should Crossout builds be logical?
no, they don't need to be logical, and it's
The build, I guess the builds themselves could be some phantasmagorical
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. But the
but
rules,
the
but
rules
what
for the American should be logical. So
Right.
the newbies don't get scared away right away before as they launch the game, because there's some strange counter of power that you don't know how to use, you don't know what it means. And the torque is an obvious counter that you can always see, and you understand what no, you understand the fact that if you get over that value, you'll go slower. That's it easy.
So it's kind of like another
Yeah.
restriction, like tonnage. And I'm going to do my best to just explain to people, because we got a bunch of people in stream, what torque is in case you don't know what it is. So the plan is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because I miss getting to test this on public test server, but every cabin will have a torque value similar to energy, and adding movement parts takes away from that value. So you're limited to how many wheels you can put on each build tied to the cabin. Is that essentially how it works?
yes, it is.
Okay. So
About that, YouTuber Dirk has a valid concern that he was testing this on the on light builds, like super newbie builds, and he noticed that you can only fit like 4 white wheels in I think it was the Sprinter cab or so. And he was a little bit concerned about the balance of this torque change,
because we
that
all know
could
in
limit.
Crossout, you got to have more than 4 wheels or you're done.
Yeah.
So
So maybe
6 is least, but it was first iteration, so
all right, awesome.
The values can be changed further.
Okay.
It's not yet finished. Not
Sure.
at all.
it's not nearly finished. I will say we maybe will go for another month, 2 maybe 3 months to make it in the game for live server, because we need a lot of public test servers, like maybe 4 or 5 iteration, I guess.
So yeah, you guys.
Yeah, I think it's a good concept. You guys just need to make sure it doesn't break anything. But I like the concept.
I got to give you guys points for rolling out the public test server stuff, so that not just YouTubers can check stuff. I mean, for all the moaning and complaining we do as a community, the fact that you guys do put stuff on a test server that literally anyone can load and try out helps us help you guys. So like the fact that Jerky was able to figure that out is because you guys provided an opportunity for your player base to go check that stuff out. I think the biggest concern coming from a lot of veteran players about the torque changes is that anything that limits build options and build creativity, I think a lot of people feel like that's what makes Crossout, you know, whether it's a sideways Mandrake build or a Porco cannon with like stallions and bigrams that launch porks across the map. That's why we love Crossout, is just the insane things that you can build out of it. So an update that maybe limits what's effective, I think that's where you get a lot of that negative feedback from people. They're saying, hey, don't take away what I can make. Can you guys speak to that? What do you guys think about that?
Basically, We don't think that adding torque really limits the building capacities or creativity of players and so on. You just have to remake your builds. That's it. That's it easy. They
No,
were
no, no.
always
I don't. I think that in some way it's really restrains players from building 10,000 wheels on your build or something like that.
well, of course, but these ones were never able to move in an inch anyway. So
Yes,
Just to
but
get off topic for a second, and sorry, the impulse on this autocannon is insane. I just shot this rig and it flipped over from one shot running double on this autocannon. Sorry, I got excited. I got distracted with your new toys.
Stop
while you-
driving.
you
Stop driving.
got lucky probably.
Stop making noise and driving, G.
Sorry.
Come on, you're making people mad.
Oh, sorry guys. That's why
the
you're there in
Reaper
the chat.
copters are back.
The Reaper cut. So I mean, I get that there's things in the game that get broken and players exploit them, and you guys, it's your job to kind of make the game work so that everybody can have fun. You know, Reaper copters definitely being a thing. I remember one time I broke the game was when I was like, hey, I have a promo account. I can put 3 Aegis on a build, and then I can fuse them all, and then I can put Bigfoots on it, and then I can just drive and have infinite shields. And then you guys nerfed the Aegis, and I was sad because I couldn't play it anymore. But I mean, the goal is to make the game fun and playable and fair for as many people as possible. So do you guys think torque changes will help that in the long run?
Definitely, but the main focus is, accessibility to players. So, a lot of people in our office, they very difficult rules of building now, like with tonnage, with mass limit, with power. Um, Sometimes abstract things, and you don't. Not everyone understands how it works now.
That brings me
Because-
right into my next question, I think, which is, I think a lot of new players to cross out, their friend says, hey, play cross out with me and start it out. And they get confused pretty quickly as things get more complicated than running a huntsman with a cord on top. Things like tonnage, energy, and mass limit aren't explained super easily to new players. Is there any way you guys think that you could make the game a little bit more accessible? I heard Alexei mentioned tutorials built into the game or maybe in the works. Can you guys talk to that a little bit?
We are discussing tutorial sequence as for now, and we'll probably release something in this autumn, I guess, that some changes in tutorials and how it works.
Okay, I mean, I
So
think
we
that
want
would...
we want to make a game more accessible to new players, yes,
Oh,
and
please.
more.
One thing that I think would help tremendously is if you guys could somehow get rid of all those bars and replace them with values, numeric values.
Real numbers,
I know-
yes.
Yeah, I know you guys doing this with tonnage already, change to torque, but like when you open a weapon, those bars mean absolutely nothing because the one weapon with higher bar count it do less damage than the same type of weapon with less. I mean, it's crazy. Maybe like explicitly write down DPS, rate of fire, like in numbers. I think that will help a lot.
Yeah, I know we used to have a spreadsheet that somebody shared around on the Reddit,
Yes.
and we had values
Yes.
for things, but people like Cold that are particularly good at testing things down to the last decimal point, they got to have those numerical values for sure. All right.
Yes, sometimes it's difficult, like with explosive damage. It's difficult to
Yeah.
show people how many damage you will do with your cannons, but it's 100% needed change, and we'll probably do something like this.
Awesome.
So let's talk more about new player experience while we're on it before we get into other questions. So Cold and I, we were doing a 12-hour marathon stream, so we played a whole pile of Crossout. the other day. And I think what you guys did, where you made it so if you're below engineers level 30, you're not going to be going up against veteran players. And I got to give you guys points for that, because I think that's working, because we tested it out and we got on our new accounts and we played, and we didn't run into anybody seal clubbing us the whole time. It was just basically fighting people with cords and shotguns, and that was really solid. But I feel like it's, how do we get people, once they hit engineer level 30 and they get thrown in with the big boys, how do we make that transition easier? Because I feel like we go from playing in the kiddie pool to go into the big boy pool like instantaneously there. And I think there's some, in general, I think there's some matchmaking issues that I know you guys are trying to work on just to improve matchmaking. Can you guys tell me what you're working on right now with matchmaking and new player experience?
Actually, for matchmaking, there are two different queues for people below 30 level of mechanics and for people above 30 level of mechanics. So yes, after you hit level 30, you just gun in with big boys, and it's really it can be really hard. I remember my own experience when I hit level 30, and I was like MVP in 5 battles before, and then I was tossed into pool with sharks, and they just disintegrated me on site.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't we don't for now we're not discussing this even but you bring that up, and we'll probably look at the into this, because we were not thinking about this for some time.
I mean,
it is for sure a complex problem, because it's not like you guys could make a skill-based matchmaking system, because the community is not that big, I assume. So it's kind of hard to do that way, but maybe find a way to not give incentive to people's skill club, like maybe make rewards different. I don't know. So people like want to use higher power
constantly
score.
about tying your rewards with your power score, and we constantly discussing in the company, but it's a difficult. It will be a difficult game afterwards,
Yes.
and I guess we will maybe be experimenting with it, like in an event or something like this, and we'll see how it affects the whole game, and probably might make some changes around it.
Ideally, the skill-based matchmaking would be ideal, but maybe you guys could try to do something like that. I don't know if that's even possible by
We
the amount
tried
of players we
skill-based
have.
matchmaking. We tried it in ranked event in
Yeah. Do you
last
remember the
year.
quick times from there?
Yeah, but we'll repeat it and we'll fix some matchmaking issues that we had there and see how it works.
Awesome.
It will, I guess it will be in a month or so. So you'll see a new event.
all right,
Really
guys.
looking forward to that.
Well, we're asking the real questions from everybody today. Let's talk about a little bit just about the grind side of Crossout. I know there's a lot of people out there that just play free to play. But how long does it take to get a legendary, Cold, if you're not buying any packs? I mean, we're looking at,
I don't know. There's
it depends how
a
many
lot.
hours you do a day, but
Yeah.
let's see. I was able to
Players
get
a lot.
Some players are able to get it in 40 hours. Not it's really, really good players, and they're playing, and
So-
they play in market as well.
Just non-stop.
Yeah, it feels like the economic model right now is catered towards people that buy all the packs, and that the grind for new players is rough. Is there any thought to maybe making better rewards to regular PvP and raids for the guys that are just going out there and playing their dailies every day? Is there any talk in the pipeline about maybe doing that in the future, easing up the grind?
No, I was talking about tutorial changes, and we'll try something to make it easier. We'll not, for now, at least, change rewards for every game, every game you have, but we'll try something different to make to give people more rewards, to give people an opportunity to play Crossout not only on pickups and cards, but on different vehicles, more interesting vehicles,
Okay, so maybe
like
make it a little bit easier to get rewards.
special and epic rarity. Yes.
Because I know some of
Yeah,
the
one
challenges are
thing
just hard.
yeah, exactly. One thing I notice I have trouble with is I mean, it's very hard for the casual player that will only play like an hour a day, half an hour a day. He cannot progress at all. I mean,
Yes.
even with the
Yes.
battle
You're right.
pass, I think it's kind of hard a system where when you roll out missions every week and you lock the missions if you haven't completed the previous missions, and that is super hard because if someone joins late to the battle pass, he cannot do anything basically. So maybe roll out the missions weekly, but don't block the missions if you haven't completed the previous missions. You know what I mean? So like you can just join on the last week and you can do all the missions at once. Something like that will make the battle pass progression much smoother, I think.
Some missions are similar to each other, and some missions can be made, like uh, 2, 3, 4 simultaneously. But as for Battle Pass, maybe we can solve it by using like different slot, different place for one or two quests that are easier than others. So
Yeah, but I
someone
understand,
can
but the
progress.
problem is that you can only have a handful of missions active at a time instead of. I mean, why can't you have all the? Let's say it's the final week of the pass. Why can't you have all the missions available? You know what I mean?
Because
To
you can make f- in this way you will be able to like may go through 4 or 5 missions in 2 or 3 games place.
Is
That's
that
exactly
bad?
my point.
We want that. I
It's
think
that
every.
bad. I, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
I don't mean when you launch the pass, because then people just rush through it. That's not the idea, but I like the idea that you roll out missions weekly, but if it's the last week, you should have access to all the missions at once.
we actually researched it, and in some games it may make made like this. In some games, it made like in Crossout
Mm-hmm.
now. So we decided to make it
All right,
like this now. So we don't want to for people to progress too fast.
I
It
see.
Well, think about it. I know you would get a lot of
Yeah,
goodwill from the community. Anything that's just gonna give people a freebie or ease up that progression a little bit, because I think once you get out of rare items, it's really hard. And you guys kind of took away one of the big things that made progression easier, which was you put the limitations on the market, which Crossout's really unique in that it has a market for buying and selling. But with only being able to set price a little bit above or below, really took away one of the easiest ways in the game to make money outside of grinding. Can you guys talk a little bit about that change?
it was made to protect our market from frauders and people who abused it.
I feel like there's got to be a
To
better way to fix that, though, without taking away such a core mechanic of what makes Crossout awesome, which is buying and trading and selling.
Yes, I understand you, but we maybe will we want to make market more interesting
Oh, the market's
and
definitely interesting.
more accessible as well, like more
Good.
graphs, more data for you.
Yeah, could you
So you
guys
won't go
integrate
to.
like Crossout DB? Because I know
Yes,
anybody that
we are
knows what they're
talking.
doing is
We
using
are
that.
talking about it. Yes,
Please.
we are
That's one of
Why
the
thinking
can't I
about it.
rotate this lance? I can't rotate it. I swear I'm hitting R, guys, and F and Q, and it's just not rotating. Everyone in the chat's like, Mr. G, rotate it. I don't know.
Is
It's
it
broke.
is it bugged?
Yeah, maybe it's bug. It won't rotate. I'm legit. Just so everyone in chat knows I'm not a complete idiot. I am trying to rotate this. Sorry, I interrupted you, man. I'm really glad to hear that you guys are maybe looking at.
Yeah,
easing
we
up the
are
market.
looking into something like crossout DB in game, but still discussing it.
Okay.
So to make it easier for people to, make some money
Track
from
the
market.
to monitor it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like removing the ability of sell buy low and sell high is it's a price. It's a too steep price to pay for avoiding fraud on the market. I think that should be another way to deal with people who are not behaving well. I don't know.
Because I mean that is one of the
Maybe you're
biggest
right.
ways you can advance in the game if you know what you're doing.
Yes.
And I think the difference, it's just, I mean, like, Cold, how many coins did you have on your noob account? that you
I
made?
don't know, 12,000 coins.
Yeah, because you knew how to play the market and you got to make some money.
Yep.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, that's very American, right? It's capitalism, yeah? It's like buy low, sell high, make some money.
Yeah.
I think new players need to be instructed on how to use the market better. And if we can bring back the ability to have some profit margins again and deal with the guys that ruined it for everybody that are just defrauding it, we could find another way to fix it. I know the community would be very, very happy and say, thank you guys for giving us back a little bit more of our profit margins. All right.
Definitely looking into some way to make a market,
Awesome. That's
right.
all we ask.
All right,
Or
where
more-
are these questions that everybody's been asking now? All right, what do we got? Okay. So I guess one of the top questions we've got on our list right now is, you guys, what is your timetable for torque changes? People want to know, is it going to happen? And when do we think it's going to happen?
It's
Yes,
gonna
up to
happen
4
anyway,
months.
but
Up to
but
4
as
months.
Okay.
as Andrew said, yeah.
So that's going to take a lot of testing, public testing and
Yeah,
all.
there are gonna be more PTRs on it.
So just
So-
stay tuned, guys, and keep following that. It's
You're,
a
go-
work
you're,
in
you're gonna
progress.
see everything. We're not gonna put it on in secret like
Yes.
no, you got me.
And so we also discussing about 12 energy for heavy cabins after
Right,
torque change.
12 energy for heavy cabins. That's interesting.
Yes,
That's going to be tested as well, right?
make heavy cabins great again. All right, we'll take it.
Okay, I need to make a question to GG. Can you please stop driving around?
But
It's really driving people insane.
really? Okay. All right. I swear to God,
Yes.
I'm hands off. Okay. My hands are up. My hands are up, everybody. I'm not touching anything. Okay. So this is
All
a
right.
big question from the Clan Wars boys. And this is probably an easy fix for you guys. So we're going to give you an easy fix. But the Spark
Yes.
and the Flash, the perk on those stacks, which basically just stops builds. Can you guys fix that and make everybody happy?
I guess so. If it's a bug, I not attended.
Yeah.
I will fix it.
I don't think it's a bug. It's probably something that no one noticed that until right now.
Because
until very
essentially,
recently.
they have the same perk, but if you use like 3 sparks, it doesn't stack. But if you use a spark and a flash, then it stacks. So I guess that's being a pretty big issue right now.
Check it out, I guess.
Awesome.
All
Because apparently it's breaking a lot of high tier Clone War games, that thing. So
Yeah, it sounds like it shouldn't work like this. Yeah, we'll have a look.
All right, so
awesome.
Chad is asking me to show everybody all the Battle Pass stuff. So we're going to go ahead. I'm not driving around. We're looking at the Battle
All right.
Pass stuff. So the first thing we get is the special recharge booster. And you get, looks like you get an avatar. You get some banners. We got some new stickers.
Just go through the important bits.
All right, I'm going. What's this? Stabilizer? Oh,
Rare stabilizer.
That's
Yeah,
for
Dirky was
fusing, yeah?
asking why that doesn't
Yeah,
work.
that's what reason.
talk about
He was
stabilizers,
asking.
guys.
Yeah, I don't know about them.
Sam, how do these work?
So the essentially, if you have a fused item and you wanna refuse it, you can use stabilizer to fix one of the boosts, one of 3 boosts.
So
that
you can
received.
lock in one of them.
Yeah, you lock it in, and it doesn't change when you refuse it. And
Okay.
this way you can lock in up to 2 fuses out of 3. So
That's
you
pretty
can,
good.
if you use 2 stabilizers on the fuse, you will only get a new. The only one of them will get randomized again.
I'm gonna use this on my promo account right now. I'm gonna tell you that. So I
Yeah.
can get.
About Fusion, I feel like I share the opinion of many players, but I know it's a long shot, and I know that's probably never gonna happen. But is there any chance that you guys can make fusions not random? Any chance, even if it makes more expensive to fuse stuff?
Ooh,
So
interesting.
stabilizers are here for this as
Yeah, it helps a bit, but it's still there's still a little bit of randomness, isn't it? Because I cannot choose the perk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a
And
lot of
and I say
RNG in
that
there.
because yeah, and the problem with RNG is that it's not me that I'm saying, it's the community. Please don't get me wrong, but it is a system that technically you cannot audit, so you cannot know for sure if this system is fair or not. And everything that involves gambling in video games is like a gray area. It's complicated. So
Not to
just think about
mention,
it maybe in the
you need
future.
3 parts to fuse already, which is pretty steep cost-wise. So just something to think about. Easing it up.
Yeah.
it will maybe come in form of events where you can get what you see is what you get.
Just choose it and
Yes.
buy it. People in the chat are saying, did you mention that maybe heavy cabins were going to get 12 energy? They weren't sure they got an answer on that one. Was that a yes? Maybe that's coming back.
Just 1 second, G. One thing that could help a lot, Fusion, is maybe allow somehow they to be tradable. I know that's really complex, but that way at least you can buy the item that you really want instead of gambling. So if you want to gamble, that's fine. It's up to you. But if you want to buy that item, you can buy that directly the way you want. I don't know, from another player who had luck. So just food for thought. I
It's
know,
one of
maybe.
the ideas. Yes.
Okay. So they really want to know about this 12 energy heavy cabin. Is that maybe coming back?
Only after Turk and only if it works.
I only have so that's a definite maybe. Okay, we'll take it.
Yeah.
The other big question that I think I need to ask that should be an easy answer, but is there ever? I know because of the market, this is probably impossible to do, but is there ever any chance for crossplay for console, Xbox, and PC people to be together, even if the markets were separate? Maybe is that possible, code wise?
Really, really difficult. Like really difficult. But yeah, we coming back to this idea year after year, and maybe when we'll be ready, we'll tell you about it.
I know it would be difficult, but I feel like if the markets could remain separate, there could be a chance to code it because it would certainly help with
Market
matchmaking.
isn't a main issue in this. It's
Okay.
mainly architecture of
Right.
code.
But just,
I see. Even if you could crossplay between the consoles like Xbox and PS, that a little bit easier, or is it's as hard as?
It's a little bit easier, but still hard, really hard.
can
Yeah,
you
I
guys give us
understand.
an idea on what percentage of players are on each platform? Like, is there way less people on console than PC, or like where are most of your players at right now? Just so we get an idea.
Most of our players on PC, and combined players of Xbox plus PS4 is around PC.
Okay. Well, so it could really help matchmaking then. Maybe it's not possible, but it would certainly be nice to have more people in the same pool playing together. However, then you run into the problem with our PC players going to have an advantage using mouse and keyboard versus the guys that are playing on controllers. How do you balance that?
Oh,
That's its whole other pile of
yeah.
worms. So
Also have some aim assist now, and like in other games,
Yeah.
we first-person shooters with crossplay and everything like this. So I guess it's possible to balance.
well, I
It
appreciate
is
that you guys
possible.
didn't say no. You said it's hard, but it's on the table. We
We'll
appreciate
think
it.
about.
We want this as well, but don't have technology or resources for now, at least for now.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, thank you guys
There's
for
a
asking.
good question from Zappa, David, and a lot of other people are asking about this. Apparently, Leviathan Clone Wars is not very popular these days. Not sure what exactly your stats are saying about this, but apparently most of the clans are just skipping Leviathan sessions altogether, and there's pretty much no clans playing those.
If I
Are you
remember
guys
correctly,
checking that?
yes, we checked it. It's around 60 to 70% of normal converse, if I remember correctly. Maybe it's less
Mm-hmm.
or maybe it's some more. But we are looking into changes to not right now, but we want to change Leviathan Converse because we are now understand some issues with it. And
Awesome.
Levy gameplay, you know, as well.
Can I
So
just
make
say,
Basically,
make
we are
I,
aware of it.
I'm getting distracted, guys, like I usually do, but I do like some of these new lunatic frame structure parts. Can I?
Focus, man. Focus.
Everybody loves new structure parts, but while I'm on structure parts, can we get more smaller ones? Can I get more 1x2s and 2x2 pieces? Because I like those little ones.
really made smaller parts in this battle pass. So
I like it. I
like
like it.
1 and 3 and something like this. But we don't like to add a lot of these parts because it may affect the look of builds. And we want to for our cars to look like cars still, not like some Lego build it.
Let me just say, cross out's gonna cross out. It's gonna happen. You guys can do whatever you want. We're still gonna make weird looking things, but that's fair. Okay.
Yes, you are.
I have another question related to parts that I've wanted to ask you guys for a long time. Is the part limit of 80, is that due to just net code and the engine not being able to handle more parts in a game? Can you guys talk to that? Like, could you boost it to
Maybe.
100 or would it break the game?
It's
Uh,
mainly due to engine limitations.
yes, it's one of the reason why Clan Wars is just 4 versus 4 because
Mm.
there's some really big build
That's fair.
and no power score limit. But it's about not only netcode but about consoles and
I see.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Oh, all right. What else
Mhm.
do we got in there that you need
Uh,
to ask, Cole?
I have coming back to Clone Wars. I have a personal question that I've been debating for like a few years now. As Clone Wars is supposed to be the competitive game mode for crossout, right? Where you should be able to show your true colors, your real skill on the match. However, thanks to the very hard grind, it turns out it not it ends up not being a skill showcase and like a money a power showcase where you can showcase all your relic weapons. So is there any way to make a true competitive mode where money would not be a thing, either by making like it a sandbox game mode where you can build anything you want from like all parts available, so where players can really show, okay, I am good. I'm not winning because I have the most money. I'm winning this because I'm really good. So
That comes to that
is there
sandbox
any way to do
question.
anything like that?
we were discussing sandbox mode, not in competitive way, but just because sandbox mode is, sounds really fun, but it's kind of difficult to implement it in game in this stage. About competitive converse, I guess it's problem of every free-to-play game with competitive modes. But we want to improve clan system and maybe some new game modes, maybe some new mechanics will help with what we're saying.
Well, I think
Mm,
a sandbox mode
But
in general would
it's
make a lot of people happy.
it's about next year, not
Okay.
right now, not on this year.
Because without sandbox mode, people have to watch me play builds terribly on YouTube to get an idea if they want to buy a weapon or not. We all know that I
Yeah.
can't drive to save my life. So, but if I get kills in it, then they know that the weapon is good and that they can use it. So, while we're talking about modes, Are we ever going to get a mirror building mode in Garage, a symmetrical building mode, so I don't have to build both sides? Please say it's possible. Say it's possible.
Possible, yes.
Yes, so that you're going to do it.
We made it in our mobile version of Crossout, but it's made on Unity, and so it's a whole other thing. And it's possible on our engine, but it just possible but hard task,
Okay.
you know, because a lot of code of building
It's
car
a low priority because it's going to be kind of work to get done.
Yes.
Okay.
And it has some interface issues and some issues with you know, like you have a left part and right part, not just
right, because there's the left and right versions of things, so you have to code each of those individually. All right, that makes sense. That's fair. I have an easier thing that you guys could probably fix that needs a whole rework. Can we talk about co-drivers? Because there's a lot of skills for weapons that just don't exist, and maybe the whole co-drivers things just needs a rework. What do you guys think?
And also, it's very expensive. That should be also.
Yeah.
Like the level 15 is crazy
we
expensive.
made like 4 or 5 different design documents, more like 2 or 3 prototypes. And tried a lot of stuff, but nothing was working.
What's the struggle? Are you just not sure what model you guys want to use, like for unlocks, or what's the struggle with co-drivers?
Like how to make them interesting and you know, viable. And
we were not quite satisfied with what we got from it.
Honestly, in my opinion, co-drivers just add yet another layer of complexity in an already very complex game. So I'm not sure they are really that important.
But we can't, you know, just remove them because
people have got investments. Yeah, so you can't just change it
I understand
without
that.
making everybody fired up. For sure. Maybe we just need some more co-drivers with some more skills, because I know there's some weapons that are just underrepresented and some that have way more perks in the current co-driver system. I know that's a tricky thing.
We'll try to, you know, get it again, and I can't, you know, promise it because we already tried and it didn't work. But we are definitely working on it, just like right now, and are hoping to release some rework of this mechanic till the end of 21st.
It's good to hear that you guys, it's on your radar and that you are working on it, and that it's something you guys are working on. I think a lot of people in the community, we sometimes, as when we play the game, we fail to realize how if you change one thing, you have to change the second thing, and then that affects the third thing, and especially in Crossout, just with the market and the amount of grind that people have invested in this game, that you've got to be careful that you don't blow the whole thing up.
I just like to ask for what about few quality of life changes? Like, what is the limitation about 20 blueprint slots, or what? Like, is that a server issue, or is that a design?
Issue, yes, because
to store all that info, right?
Not only to store, but to load when
I understand.
you launch your client, it loads every blueprint, so it kind of affects you.
So is there any way for allowing players to store blueprints locally and they can load up from their own computers? Is there any way to do that?
Yes, there is.
So that'll be awesome if you could just like have infinite slots and you can just save on your computer. And be advised, if you lost your information, it's on your fault. We had nothing to do with that.
I guess it's already exists, but it works really hard.
I understand.
But we can look at this.
So is there not
that'd be
room
awesome
on the server for more exhibition slots for that not to be limited, or is that the same problem? Just that there's not.
Yeah, it's the same problem, I guess.
Same problem, yes.
Look at this part. Some pretty new parts, guys. I'm like it. I think everyone in EXO loves when you just give us new structure parts. Nobody complains about that. That's
Yeah,
one of those, like,
Eric,
hey,
I understand the issue about saving locally and you could change the files and cheat, but if you upload back to the game could just revalidate the file and make sure you're not cheating by changing the
Yes,
save
definitely.
file. So I think that's not a technical issue. It's all right.
It's more
Gee.
of UI UX
Yeah.
problem.
Mhm.
I'm just looking at all the pretty new parts for everybody while we're talking.
All right.
All right, what other hard-hitting
let me
questions do we have for these guys? Apparently, a
Yeah,
lot
let
of
me check
people.
here.
There's a lot of talk out there that ML200s need some love. That the legs
Yes.
right now are just not viable like they used to be. And I loved legs when they first came out. I just, as a cross-up player, that was one of my favorite updates. Was, I don't know, the Spider Pack came out, and it was like, this is awesome. I love it. I love legs. And I
Yes.
love leggy
I
builds.
feel the same.
But you hardly see ML200s in game anymore. Can we find a way to make them viable again?
We're on the same page with you, so we try to do our best to make them viable.
You did good work with small
Awesome.
tracks, though. I got to say that small tracks are in a good spot, and those are coming back. While we're talking about movement parts, so legs are on your radar. What do you guys think about hovers? End game crossout essentially is a hover contest because you're just as more mobile. You're able to just move in way more directions. Let's talk about hovers. How do you guys feel when you guys have a meeting and you talk about hovers and Targum? What are you guys talking about? You're like, gee, why did you ask this?
Our route to our position for hovers is that we want to make it a mobile but fragile moving part that shouldn't dominate all other moving parts and shouldn't make such a big, how you can say it, improvement for cross weapon.
So that's it. The flying fortresses, we don't like them. Hovers must be agile but fragile.
So
Yes,
is part of the torque implementation meant to help deal with that? Was that part of the discussion?
But the big issue with this is that we want to make hover changes, we don't want to make torque changes, and we need to make it simultaneously. We can't release one then another because it's all complicated and so pulls each other. So
Can I just apologize? I'm sorry to interrupt. I just have to apologize to everyone on the stream that I've not been showing you the crafting recipes. There they are, guys.
Keep showing it and keep the questions flowing. And to be fair, I think the balancing hovers is a really big challenge. I mean, they are so different from the other movement parts, and players will always find a way to exploit stuff. So
Also,
it is complex.
So the player base, basically half of players enjoy them and want us to keep them as they
Yes.
are, and the other half of players
Yes.
wants to drop them into oblivion, and so
Yes.
Yeah.
I completely can relate with that. And it's hard if you guys keep changing every time the hovers. Players have to relearn how to fly the hovers, and it is complex. I understand. Maybe give wheels a little bit more love. I don't know. It is hard.
I feel like that's what Torque is kind of trying to do, is make a focus on wheels and parts, but we'll just have to see how it plays out. While we're talking about hovers, are you guys ever going to put back in game that we can rotate cabs, hovers, and legs, rotate those parts? Is that an option that we could maybe get at some point?
That's an option, definitely, but only if we can win hovers once and for all, because it's a really dominating moving part now.
Yeah, and I mean, it just is, especially when you can build them and armor them and protect them, and sideways hovers definitely make life a lot easier. And I know the guys on console.
I think that one thing. Yeah, I think that one thing that could help the hover issue is maybe make them bigger, like twice as big. Maybe that could be something that could help.
Make
I
the
don't know.
hitbox bigger would be interesting.
Yeah,
It will break every
Just
hover.
like Torque will, so just like Torque will, so
Do you have to break it to fix it? I don't know. We're not
yeah,
paid. We're not
break
paid to do
it all,
this. We're not devs.
break everything.
We just break the game when you give it to us. We play it and break it that way.
We discussing changing the model of hovers to make it, like a square. It won't be build break any builds, but it will make side hovers slightly less powerful.
Interesting. Ooh, more
Hey, I have one
parts.
question that I have to ask, otherwise my own community will murder me. Because I am a Brazilian myself, so we here down on the South America, we suffer a lot from server issues. And I'm not talking about high latency, which is a problem. We have like 200 plus ping. And I know that deploying a server here in South America is probably unrealistic. I'm not sure if you guys have any plan of doing that, deploying maybe server in São Paulo. Is that any chance for that?
Give Cold the hookup here on the server.
We can look into it, I guess.
Because I know you guys have a lot of players from Brazil, like a good amount. So maybe
Yeah,
give us some love.
we are aware of these connection issues. We're getting a lot of reports on that, and the work's been done on researching it, and we'll see what we can do about it. So
Awesome.
we are
Because
on it.
one big problem we have is, especially when we are on Clone Wars and we got disconnected because of server issues, not only we have to fight with less one people, but we also have the penalty of unsportsman's behavior. And if that happens like two in a row, we cannot play for a whole session because we got a soft ban. So maybe try to work at least on that aspect so we don't have double the penalties.
Yeah.
Yes,
that
we will.
sounds-
All right, awesome. Thank you.
All right. What questions have we not yet asked that are biggies? Have we hit the big ones, Cole? I'm just trying to think while we're
Yeah,
throwing
I
off the
think we
toys.
got the most important ones.
I am interested that their hovers are being considered for the model, the rework. I know there's been a lot of people wanting to know if hitboxes in the game in general are getting a pass, and you're working over those, because I know you guys retextured a lot of the weapons. Is just going through and fixing hitboxes on parts. Is that something that you guys do?
Yes, well, we doing it, but not for everything and in the same time, but one at a time we fixing things.
You
One
guys-
It's all
thing
gonna
about
be gradual.
Go ahead. Sorry, what?
I mean, with time, we're gonna get around everything that needs our attention. So we just can't do everything at once. That's the point.
Yeah, we understand that.
Speaking of everything at
Uh,
once and not being able to do it, adventure mode ever gonna get back on the table? I know there's some players that really love it, some that don't care at all. I know you guys probably have numbers and stats on how many people actually play it. What are the plans going forward with adventure mode?
Actually, around 1/3 of player base is playing in adventure mode, and it's a quite a lot number, big
Bigger
number.
than I thought it would have been. That's good.
For now, we don't want to resurrect adventure mode, but we look into a new PvE, and maybe if we'll get our hands on PvE, we can return to adventure mode to make it more cool, like more
More adventures.
more better storylines.
Sure.
And
If you guys
maybe
need
some
anyone to
voiceover.
do, if you need anyone to do the voice acting for those cheesy characters, please call me up. I want to be one of the characters in adventure mode. That needs to happen.
Okay, we got it.
About PvE, there's any plan of bringing Chase back? I know a lot of people are asking about this.
Yeah, we done like 2 prototypes, I guess, and we didn't like it. And I guess a lot of people love Chase not for gameplay, but for easy PvE and fast
Yes.
PvE. And we'll maybe look at more fast PvE. We'll definitely experiment on it sometime. And I guess eventually we'll return chase in some form, but for now, we continue to experiment and make something
I
up.
see.
All right, I got a question, just an engine game code question, because I know you guys after Gromech, you guys added the coupler and the Rift module, which was super cool because Gromech was just making insane fusions. Gromech, may he rest in peace. We all miss him. Would a hinge part be possible, or would it just break the game, like a rotating hinge piece of some kind? Just curious.
That's really hard to implement, and it's unlikely it's gonna make its way into the game because
Fair enough. I figured.
that's the reason why we have the car parts limitation and all these rotating connections. They're gonna make the engines work a whole lot harder.
Okay.
And it's just gonna
Yeah, that
break.
makes sense.
All right.
But maybe we'll
That makes
implement
sense.
some some parts that can change from like you press a button and
Yeah, they have two positions of
Yes.
orientation.
Mm.
Some blocker is asking, how are you guys plan to balance reload based builds as now they need like one more energy to have the reload perk? Is there anything that you guys are considering about that?
it's a shame that our balance designer didn't make it, but he said on Russian streams about an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
We planning to buff some cannons if
I see.
if they will need a buff.
I see. So you guys are aware of this
Yes, but
problem.
Sure.
three executioners build are probably gonna transform into executioners build, and we probably can now buff them, but we'll need to look in statistics.
I see.
So the chat was reminding me that I need to go over the engine perks since that's getting a rework. So I figured we might just jump back into just going over engine perks really quick. So Cheetah, every 100 meters, reduces remaining module drone cooldowns. That's pretty much the same, yeah? Is it just the Epic engines that have the perks then?
Yeah, and not all of them. We changed the Colossus, we changed the Hot Thread, I guess, and
Okay,
Oppressor.
so
I think
right.
these three.
Colossus does the movement part durability boost of 20%. Where's the Oppressor at? And then I'm going to get to the most important question of the stream here in a second. This is the most important one. So Oppressor speeds up rotation of weapons in proportion to the armored vehicle's speed. What do you think that would be
That's
the
good.
best with? That's interesting. Like put that on a really slow
That is
thing.
really good.
Run that with your Mastodons, I guess, and your Mammoths with an Oppressor. That could be a really solid perk for that. All right, most important question of the stream is, did you guys name the big G after me?
Of course we did. It's no doubt here, no doubt.
All right, you have it. That's
I
official
don't even
now.
care if you're lying to me. You made my whole day.
Yeah, the only important thing is that you're happy now. We're glad you are.
About
Stream's done.
About
That's all I needed
Apel.
to know. I can go now. I'm done.
About the oppression perk that boosts weapon tracking, I'm not sure if that's an issue of the server where I play from, but I have this all the time when I try to aim with the weapon and when I turn them too fast, they kind of back turn a little bit. They kind of like do this wobbling motion, and I'm not sure if that's a netcode problem, because maybe I'm trying to move them too fast and they just go back to where they are. It's so weird, and that doesn't happen on the garage. So
It's probably a netcode issue. Yes.
Well,
can you
look at-
guys
look
any
at this.
chance to check to look into that? Because that only happens when in a match, and it's so.
Yes, okay, because in garage you local, there is no
Yeah.
server.
on the web, so that's
Mhm.
most likely because of the netcode and the ping.
Okay, I'm going to say
I
right now,
see.
the Oppressor perk is awesome. Like, the Mastodon rotates so much faster with an Oppressor than without it. I think once players get used to running stuff with an Oppressor, they're never going to want to go back to not running it on those slow-moving builds. Oof. Yeah. All right, that's cool. That'll be fun. All right, back to showing you guys all the Battle Pass stuff. We're going through the list. All right, Durkee, have we missed anything? All right, he wants Hot Red. Did we already look at Hot Red? All right. What's Hot Red doing right now? What's the perk on that? Okay.
You missed the cheetah as well, I think.
Cheetah's pretty
Didn't
much
you?
the same, just the module
Same, yes.
stays the same.
All right.
Oh, here you go. This reminds me of the first video you ever did, Cole.
Yep.
Hot Red increases reverse speed. I guess, is that important? I don't know. I guess we back up a lot.
It
no?
is. It is really useful.
Okay. Chad is also
Nice.
asking when this releases. You guys are updating this tomorrow, right?
It's going live tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, you guys always do it on the Thursday. Just curious, why Thursday? So people can play and have fun Thursday, Friday?
Because
We love Thursdays.
weekends and tradition, and it's easier to fix something than with
Well,
a day.
basically, Thursday is close to weekends, but at the same time, we have some time to fix something urgent if it comes up.
You get 1 day to be stressed out, and then you get 2 days off to not have to worry about all the problems. I get
Yeah.
that. I like that. That's
Something
smart.
like
That's smart.
And players
That's
can
really
play
good.
on weekends.
All right, question for you guys. Do you guys actually play the game for fun?
Yes, yeah. I have 25 prestige level, I guess.
Oh, all right. There you have it.
Nice.
We're almost through
Yeah,
the whole
guys,
battle pass here.
It sounds like it's a surprise, but we do play our game.
If you look at how I drive on the YouTube channel, you might wonder if I play or not. Because you're like, Mr. G, you got to work on that. Oh, we got a jump pad, though. We might have to play with that. So you guys
Yeah,
said
there are some interesting.
there's a new PvE,
There
too, we have
are
to try
some
out.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna check out PvE.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there are some new decorations for garage, like jumping pad, like the fire wheel, the plasma wheel, and basically we haven't touched the PvE yet. That's
All right. All right, let's
that's what
do
we're
it.
gonna do again.
Let's fire. I'll just show you guys this last workbench recipe, and then let's hit some PvE.
Just go back to the battle pass real quick, G. I have a question about
Alright.
that. Go to
Going.
level 29 so I can check that.
All right. Oop, not that. Rewards. Level 29.
29, yeah.
Going back.
Go to 29. What's the price of level 29? Is that flywheel boosters, right?
Yeah. The real
And at level 35 you can craft it. Is there any way? I mean, it's too late, I guess, but why can't you guys make this reverse? Because people will unlock it, and then like a week after, people will be able to craft it. It is not a little bit unfair,
Right.
do you think?
Right. Good point. Should the blueprint
It's-
come before the part?
Yeah, just like it usually are.
And
Are-
what about others? I guess.
Because
Well,
people with the premium battle pass will have access to that part like way before people that are free to play. Isn't
I
That's
guess
a
it was like
problem.
this in Syndicate and
Alright.
every other battle pass.
so that's by design? It's not like a
Yes,
mistake.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
how.
right, all right,
that's
awesome.
how it works.
Every other part has the same rules. You can
All right,
check.
okay.
All
Thank
right,
you.
gentlemen. So for PvE, do you guys want to? How do we access this? Do we do a custom game mode? What do we need to try out?
Yeah, we'll have to do a custom game. Someone will have to invite everyone else, and
Alright.
I'm gonna send Cold something in
All right.
Discord.
All right.
Code in
you.
Discord. All right. Well, give us a minute, guys, while we figure out how to showcase this PvE. I'll leave Cold in charge of all that stuff while I bumble through trying to join match with these guys and get that
I've
sorted out.
sent you an invite in game.
So I need to use. Oh, you sent me invite in game. All right. I'm not seeing.
I'm
it.
logging in.
Looks
in
like you're.
friends.
All right. Oh, gotcha.
Top left corner. Yes.
All right. Beautiful. And then Cold, your
Someone
account's in
click
Discord
here.
if you needed it still. It's in there. All
Is
right.
PR test the?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
you gotta select the PR test.
It's
Yep.
PR_test, right?
That's the one
Yep,
you want.
yep.
Yep. All right, let me go through my question list here and see if I missed anything really.
Give me the wrong
important.
version. Let me see if I can update it.
Yeah, take a minute. Good shit. Dun, dun,
Mm-hmm.
dun. All right, a lot of people want to know if we're going to get a legendary 5 energy cannon in the future. I don't know. It's one on my list.
For now, there's no such plans, but maybe, I guess.
Okay. All right. Dun, dun, dun.
You heard it? Maybe.
All right. Cap can. Any plans to change anything
Yeah.
about the cap can? I know that's a divisive weapon right there. It causes a lot of salt.
We want Capcan to be, vehicles that counter Capcan is either fast light builds or slow but really heavy builds. So
That's
we
fair.
want to keep it this way, but probably we'll nerf it a little.
Okay. The chat is also blowing up with, they want to know if maybe any changes to uranium in Clan Wars or any way for players that don't play Clan Wars to get uranium. Any talk about...
Yes, you can buy it from market, I guess.
Oh, well, that's true.
That's not a really good.
You gotta,
point.
change that market corridor thing and make it easier on
Yeah.
everybody. But,
To be fair, the problem I see is that in order to win uranium, you need relics. So it's kind of like a feedback loop that doesn't really help a lot. Because being realistic without relics, it's very hard for you to earn uranium. Don't you agree?
Yes, but it's still possible, and definitely. And after
Yeah.
you have a little uranium, you can get more uranium.
all right, before
I don't think it creates a healthy, I don't know, environment
Yeah,
for players.
Yeah, I can understand what you're talking about. We want to make some big changes to Clan Wars in 2022,
Awesome.
but we were not, discussing exact changes. Just here and
I see.
there.
it's something, it's on the table. You guys are thinking about a Clan Wars rework, so it's something we're working on.
That's in half a year, I guess. Half a year, it's a minimum amount.
Well, everybody in chat wants to know what Operation Gozu is. Is this our new PvE that we're going to play, or is this a separate thing?
Yeah.
It's a new
It-
PvE event.
Cool. Do you guys have a
Sorry,
build
Sam,
I can
I
use that's not terrible?
cannot log in right now for some reason. Sam, it says the version is wrong. Could you help me out over text?
Did you use that XO YUP file I sent you and overwrite with that?
Yeah, everything. Yep, everything
bummer.
is apparently is right. I don't know.
Oh, gee, I promoted you to a leader, so you can now, after Cold, I will join us. You can
should be
start again.
working.
All right.
Okay, let's.
Yeah, I have the right version. I think. Let me send you the version I have here. It's
Okay, let's.
Do you guys have a better raid build that I could use for this raid than these ones? So I don't have to go build one.
I can send you mine.
Thank you. Save me the time of
just
building.
sent you the version I have on the Discord.
No, it's the wrong version called. It's really old one.
How can I update it?
Something got to be wrong with your
I
client.
just sent him what I had.
All right.
So we got to update.
Yeah, you guys just go without me then, because
All
I
right.
think it's gonna take a while for update.
All right.
The problem is we probably won't be able to get into it when there's just 3
Oh.
of us.
We'll get you for the next one, Cold. We'll get you for the next
No,
one.
no, you guys cannot go without me apparently, because you
I
need
guess-
4.
Oh, we need 4?
Yes.
Well, we need to get
Yeah,
the balance
we
guy,
need
wake him
4.
up. All right, well, we better fix you up.
How can I fix this?
I can get my vehicle to exhibition. So
Good idea.
I can't do it because I have no such rights from my account.
About that, guys, is there any way that promos can put builds on exhibition?
Oh, that'd be nice. So there's no way I can go to battle with just 3 for this mode. Oh, we need one more. All right, they want to see the frontal gun. All right, well, let's look at the frontal gun, guys. Let's look at that. Let's look at that toy while we figure out stuff. All right, keep it coming, chat. I'm doing my best to look at all the things. So thanks for being patient. Not always easy to manage everything at the same time. So I don't know weld points on here. Let's do a better build for auto assembly. All right, question on auto assembly. Does it use builds off exhibition, or is it an algorithm that actually builds stuff on its own? Because I've always wondered that. I feel like it just uses builds on exhibition, the auto assembly feature.
No, it isn't.
It's
Really?
an algorithm.
That's cool. All right, I like that.
It's it's using some preloaded blueprints by us.
Oh, it is.
Ah,
Okay,
I
because
see.
that's what I thought. Okay. So there you guys go. There's this cannon if you guys want to take a look at it. There it is. So how come my PR test version updated fine? I guess because the one I sent you was just
Yeah,
day
because-
one. This looks different to me.
It is different.
It's pretty. I like when you guys
is
retexture
really
stuff and you
pretty.
don't tell us and we just find it and we're like, oh, that's pretty. The new textures on stuff do look good, guys. Points to your art team. They look nice.
I think they're happy to hear it.
All right, chat. I'm hanging out with you guys in chat. We're back online. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, my internet had a little burp there. Looks like we're back.
Oh, this is why my view count increased.
But dude, yeah, everyone's like, just go to the Twitch, so you guys can. We always, Mr. G plays. We always have backup stream. We got Edrunner Cold backup stream, so you can find the link to his Twitch in the chat. I'm sure Lake Quinn's putting it in there. Thanks for modding today, by the way, Lake Quinn. Big shout out to you. And guys, make sure to like.
Yeah, I
hit the
think
like
I have
button.
the right one now, and I'm updating.
We're getting them in, so we're gonna do new. Talk to me a little about this new mode, guys, while we get cold sorted. Tell me a little bit what it's gonna be like.
So, basically the main feature of that mode is that you can actually play it in stealth. So you can just hide from the enemies and complete objectives.
Interesting.
Hmm.
That's something that
How
wasn't in the game
so?
before. You'll see.
Ah,
They're teasing
okay, I
us
need
out.
15 minutes to update this, and I should be good to go.
Well, then we'll just have to ask more
Okay, let's-
questions for 15 minutes.
Yeah, they're just
All right,
talk
let me
for
hit my
now.
question list. Let me go through. Let me hit some of the last one.
I guess you guys are getting paid by the hour, apparently.
That's
Because
right.
you are not
Let's
in a
talk
rush.
as long as we can. We're gonna talk whole night.
Still on the clock,
Awesome.
gentlemen.
That
All right,
works for us. That's
good.
worked for us.
I got more questions for you guys then while we have you here. So, people want to know if there's going to be more 6 energy weapons or those goofy weapons that just take way more energy. Is that going to be a thing we're going to keep doing?
We made it like a syndicate thing, and maybe we'll look at it again and something like this.
Okay.
About 6 energy, I guess so, and maybe even it's in the next big update, I guess.
Okay. That's fair.
But-
So
but
I get it that
I'm
it's
not,
kind of tied to Syndicate.
I'm not very sure.
You guys are still kind of figuring it out. I know you guys have been kind of going through different lines of weapons and making sure that they're in all rarities. You guys have been doing for the last year or so, which makes sense. Important question about torque. Will small wheels use less torque than larger wheels, or small movement parts? Will they require less torque, or will each piece just use 1 unit of torque? Regardless.
I'm not sure for now. I don't think that anyone can say it.
Okay.
because
It's just too early
uh,
right now.
It's all in the work. Yeah, it's all working on.
Finally, a build that maybe I don't hate. All right, can I use this one? All right, we might actually use this. Yeah, we were just hitting up the auto builder. All right, Cold, while you're updating, have I missed any important questions?
I don't know.
Oh.
Let's try to get as many as from the chat as possible, since
right, I'm gonna ask
we
one
have
more.
time.
You look at the chat. I'm gonna ask one from my list. Do you guys have more special rarity parts coming down the pipe?
Not right now. Right now, it's
Yes.
not really planned anything special. No, I mean, special rarity is not our closest plans for now.
Okay.
That's it.
All right,
Sorry,
I'm
guess.
gonna grab one cup of coffee because this is Mr. G Plays and I'm powered by coffee and Cold's in charge while I'm gone. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through some questions here of the chat. Torgo is asking if about bots in high power score. I know that a lot of people don't like bots, but I see them as a necessary problem, maybe because matchmaking will probably not work without them. But is there any way where we could reduce the number of bots on higher power score matches or something like that? Are you guys into that?
We were looking into it, but didn't found a way to do it. Because
I see.
there is not a lot of people on high power score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The less bots there are, the longer the queue times become. So it's
I can imagine. Especially when you play on higher power score, you kind of end up fighting the same four guys over and over and over and over. So it almost feels like there are only 8 people playing the game at higher power score.
Maybe
It's
we
crazy.
can make more bot blueprints to make it slightly more interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure the blueprints are the main issue because the problem people have with the bots most of the time is that they're either completely useless or they are completely OP and they snipe you across the map and ruin your day. It is I don't know, they are in a hard place right now. But I understand that's a complicated subject, I guess.
You guys didn't say anything bad about me while I was gone, did you?
Of course not.
Yeah, definitely not.
I did.
We got to make sure we hit up the,
Yeah.
the new ship map before we leave today too, or at least show that. Could I do that in a
Kane
custom?
has a yeah, go for it. I think. Okay, Kane have a really solid point, and I kind of agree. And I don't want to sound like bad when I say that, but most of crossout issues comes down to balancing stuff, and I know it's a very hard game to balance because there are so many interconnecting parts. So I acknowledge that, but don't you guys agree with me that the monetization model you guys approached kind of goes against balancing the game in a fair way, because the whole profit model you guys have is mostly of selling packs, and it is kind of convenient when we have an unbalanced landscape, you know what I mean? So is there any way you guys could try to alleviate the paywall people put on the game?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, they see a weapon or a part you can only get from a pack, and they feel like it's OP
or from the market.
Yep.
But they don't have the coins to buy them.
Yeah, and then it gets nerfed later when the pack's no longer gone.
It's
So
never
can you guys comment anything about
our intent to to publish a gun which is cool and then nerf it after it, because it's
No, I
fair.
believe that it's not your intent, but it is kind of convenient. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't blame the
understand what you're
devs
talking about.
themselves, but yeah, but there might be some pressure up down, like from the board. Maybe you guys need to get more revenue for us, something like that. So
Actually, no, I guess no, there isn't such pressure, but we have, like bundle standard. Like we want to make a cool bundles, and it's a way of shaking the meta and a way of making something new and cool. Like, we want
I see.
to we want to people to build tanks, like really cool modern tanks, and we released the last
I
pack
see.
of Barbara 6. So it's kind of just a way of implementing new things, but I can understand what you're talking about, and paywall and some troubles issues with this.
We appreciate you guys
I
giving some
think-
feedback.
I think you addressed a point that is very valid. Like you said, shaking the meta. I think that is really important, because the problem becomes escalating too quickly is when a given meta is dominant for like a long period of time. Like, for example, cannon hovers were dominant for at least a year or so. So as like dogs were dominant before that. And maybe do this balance pass where the meta is like shaken upside down like more frequently, so that people would like grew less hate about a specific topic, and they like can maybe I don't know, because it get tiring.
Everything. Like, yes, it's our way. And about about it's all again about accessibility. Like, we want to improve accessibility. We want to people to grind less, at least in the beginning.
Thank you,
So
Vigo.
oh, we can go.
Are we ready?
No.
I'm going to try and show off the new
I
ship
need-
graveyard. So
we
I'm just
need
All right.
doing a
some-
map on that.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just doing
Because
a custom.
I don't have the stats that you guys have, of course. I don't know exactly how the player base is divided, but I feel like the new player experience is really solid. Like the super green player experience, like when the guys
We
first
had a
starting
great
on the
time with
first
that the other day.
few weeks, we have a great time with the new player experience. But the average player experience when you like 2 weeks old, a month old, is really rough, and I believe that drives off a lot of the new players that you guys have.
We need a bridge.
And-
We need a bridge from the
Yes.
pre-engineer level 30 to the real game. Something.
We agree with you around. Crossout is really fun at first few days, but then the progression is becoming slower, and it's
For sure.
maybe one of the main issues of the game. So we're addressing it, and we want to fix it.
I mean, I bet you guys have
Awesome.
numbers on this, but like, what percentage of players even have one relic weapon? I bet it's like what, 3%?
I can tell it not because it's prohibited, because I just don't know it. It's kind of difficult to look into now.
But
So
I gotta. You
maybe
guys do have stats.
you
though.
may be right around that number.
Now, just a question for you guys. You do keep stats on like overall win rate of certain weapons, because I know you guys have mentioned that in some dev blogs for balancing. How do you do your
Not on the win
balance?
rate.
Like when you guys balance something, how do you do it?
Much more. Not only that.
I know the balance guy's not here, but can you guys speak to
Yeah.
how balancing happens in game?
To put it simply, but it's not that simple. It's win rate. It's usage rate. How many people using weapon or model or cabin. So popularity of things. It's and the third is feedback. If something we find balanced, like in ideal balance, but a lot of people are not thinking like this and complaining, then we'll not make our decisions solely on this, but taking it into account.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
so it's win rate, it's popularity, and it's feedback.
The problem I see with stats-based balance is that it is kind of a naive approach in a way that, as like most of the players don't have access to those toys, it kind of makes it hard to read the data, because maybe something is not popular just because it's super expensive. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's
Yeah,
still
there's a lot of
broken OP,
factors.
but it is kind of complex analysis there.
And there is a skill-based factor also. So some people are more skilled, and
Yes.
some weapons are more skill-based, and it's an issue as well. But we have, I for sure know that we have a way to avoid these cognitive biases, and
Yes.
Okay,
But,
there's a really interesting question from the chat. I don't want to interrupt you guys with this one because I think it's a cool idea. Not sure if you can do it, but would there be any way to let players take control of a bot after they die in match? Is that possible to do? Code it?
possible 100%. We discussed it. We don't want to make it in PvP, because this way you can go on lenses
Yeah,
and then you
that's a
get all the
problem.
bots, and it's a problem.
Sure.
But we just a few weeks, like around 2 weeks ago, discussed something about Escape from Tarkov, play for bots in PvE, like playing for officers, some unique bots. But it's just discussion. Maybe we'll do it, maybe we'll not,
Yeah.
maybe we'll test it.
Put it on the
But
public test server. Give it. I think people would love to try it out. Just maybe if it gets broken, it's like we can't have nice things, guys, because you break it. We get it. A lot of people are asking about old maps. When old maps are coming back, what's going on with maps?
yeah, we're making a lot of reworks at the same time, and we'll probably return them simultaneously in September, every other map.
All right, Cold.
That's good.
What's your status on update?
1 minute and 44 seconds. I have a question here for No Carrion. Is there any chance that you guys could add Leviathans on custom battles? Because we love the custom matches.
We do.
We can look into it, but we'll need to make some restrictions because you can't have.
Just give it out a warning. Your computer might crash.
It's not only we have a computer, it's about our servers as well.
We could make some.
All right,
As a
yeah.
YouTuber, we could make some great videos with Leviathan custom matches. We could have some real fun there. That would be fun for us.
Yeah, we are actually getting a lot of requests regarding the custom games, and we are looking into most of them. So
I
keep
want to
you
just.
happy about.
That was a great feature you guys added. I mean, people.
That was a
loved that.
great
It was-
feature.
I mean, if you guys could give us some free toys like that, whether it's sandbox mode or mirrored building mode, people love that kind of thing.
Is there any chance that in custom battles we could have multiple blueprints? Because it's a very common issue that we can only share one blueprint to both teams. So there is any way we could share specific blueprints to specific players so we can create some crazy.
Not in priority, but it's we can make
It's a
it.
very YouTuber specific request. Thank you, Zene.
Yes, it is.
Appreciate it. A lot of people are saying that the old ship map looks pretty much the same. Did you guys say that you reworked that one? I just drove around on it for a bit.
It's more of visual rework than gameplay rework.
Okay.
Gameplay is basically the same.
We making is there two different type of reworks when we change map and we don't change map. So,
Okay.
but make a visual.
About
want-
map,
We
Go
wanted to make some lore story-wise implementations. So we try to show that there are some consequences in the world, some forces that making people's life more difficult.
Cold, go ahead.
sounds amazing. About maps, just 1 second, Sam. It says that the account do not have access to the test server. Am I doing anything wrong here? Because I just updated and it says I don't have
Someone's gonna have to
access.
fix it.
Again.
Who's in trouble today? Who's in trouble at Targum
Sure,
today?
1 second.
Let's check.
And about the maps, a lot of maps have different. I mean, they are better for depending on which side you spawn, and that can plays a huge effect on Clone Wars outcome. Is there any way that Clone Wars map could be made symmetric or something like that, or are you guys looking into that?
Checking win rates on sites, and it's around 49, 51.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Pretty tight. It's pretty tight. Pretty
I had no
tight.
idea. I thought that there was more of a difference. So that's interesting stats.
I guess the biggest difference was on our first iteration of Spring Mayhem map. It was like 43 to 57, and we fixed it after all.
All right. Sam, I sent you this screenshot.
58 to
Yeah,
52.
I see it.
Maybe I lied a little, but not. We when it was 43 to 57, we were like, pulling our hair and running in circles because it was really
See,
bad.
everybody that's listening and watching, they are looking at this stuff, trying to fix it for y'all. You know, it's like they say,
Hey.
if you do your job right, nobody notices. But if one thing goes wrong, everybody complains.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
People want to know if this hologram with the compass actually points to the north. There's your random question for right now.
That's a good.
I'm
That's a
guessing
good
no.
point.
More serious question though. Are there plans for new factions in the future, like long-term plans for other factions to come?
Of course, they are.
There is a really cool idea for a faction years ago. Somebody did fan art for this, and they made I thought it was a real faction at first. They made up a whole Navy faction with all like boat, hovercraft, battleship parts. Super cool. Possible that we could get a Navy faction in the future.
We are discussing different. It's possible for Navy factions, but it's not on the top of our list.
All right, fair.
We discussed it.
The chat was very excited. They really wanted to know. I know. I thought you guys would make a construction faction. I kept saying it, and then eventually you did, and I was like, yes, construction guys, awesome.
Gaming is asking for a Wasteland Police faction.
Wasteland Police. Yeah, we got military. We need the Popo in there.
Yep.
We were discussing, electrocars faction and like snow factions and
Snow faction.
People want snow maps. People have been asking for snow maps
Yes.
forever.
we are working. Our engine team is working on it, but it's a really hard task.
You can't just reskin mud to make it white. Doesn't work.
No. So we want snow to be like snow. We want it to be
legit
beautiful. We made some snow maps on New Year now, but you can remember that it wasn't like snow. It was like
It wasn't like the real snow. It was just a plain white sound.
Yeah, it's just like we just made the map white, guys. Okay. See, these things are harder than we think because we just play the game. We don't actually have to make it and build it. So, points to that. Cold.
Someone is asking about the feature. Still trying to get it work. Sam is on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah, someone is asking about uploading blueprints to exhibition with the code drivers. Not sure if that's a thing or not. Because you can save them, but you can't upload them to exhibition apparently.
Discussed it and even drew some sketches of it, but it was kind of difficult thing.
Right.
I see.
For everybody in the chat who keeps asking, the Torque update is not coming tomorrow. That they said that they're working on it. It's going to be in multiple iterations.
There will be plenty of tests. Yeah.
So it's not in the near future, guys. It's out a little bit. I mean, it's not in the near
and
future.
All the values are not final yet. They said that a few times already on the stream, right?
Yep. And people keep asking on stream. So I got to hit this one. Are we going to get any new relic weapons? People are asking for that for the 5% of players that can afford them.
Yes, in a month or two, I guess.
Okay.
And we can even spoil what type of relic weapon you will get. It's one like Nidhack, a shotgun like Nidhack.
A shotgun like Nidhack. That sounds fun. I can get behind that. I like that. Also, people want to know if Mandrake's going to get some love. They're saying Drakes need a bit of a buff. Hit you guys with that.
Yeah, we're looking into this one.
All right.
Balance are looking into this.
Okay. So Mrs. G's messaging me. She's like, all right, I got an hour. We should be able to get to this.
Dirk is asking of Rift for frames, but I don't think that is possible engine-wise, is it? Like you can split your frames with a Rift module.
I don't understand.
There is a Rift module that allows you to decouple parts. Is there any way that you can split your frames with the Rift module?
Oh, I honestly don't know. Never
Yeah,
tried.
that's yeah. I know you can't do that right now in game. But
Well, I didn't. I don't know if you will do it.
That sounds
Never
tricky.
was. Never
yeah,
anyone in our team was talking about it or even just mentioning it.
All right, I'm gonna grab my last cup of coffee before we get into this PVE.
all right. I'm still having trouble into getting into the game. I'm gonna
Yeah,
close the
there's a
game and I'm
chance
gonna open it again.
There's a chance we won't get into this PvP. That's good.
Yeah.
Are you sure that we can go with just 3 of us?
If you guys
someone
please.
told me it doesn't launch if there's not enough people. But
Let's try it
we
anyway.
can try after all. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
you
try
guys
it.
should try it because this thing won't work.
You can invite me
What is
to
this piece? Aircraft covering. That looks like a fun skin. Give me some of that.
Mr. G. You
Yes.
can invite me to
Okay.
party and Sam as well.
For some reason, I'm not getting an invite to group option for you. Am I crazy? Look at my screen here. I can only invite to custom battle. Do you want to go ahead and just host? I'm fine with that.
Because you are in a custom battle.
Oh,
now.
I'm still in it. Of course. Classic Mr. G. Being an idiot. Leave. There we go. I know. It's like, do I even play this game? Do I even know how it works? I don't know. But yet you guys let me interview you, so I appreciate you guys that. All right, did I invite you to game? All right, then we need to get Cold. We need Andrew on here. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah,
in the
still no
chat.
luck. You guys gonna have to try with the two of you.
His nickname is Little Sam.
I passed my nickname to the Discord. So you can-
Actually, I might or may not be into a different account here that the owner should remain undisclosed.
Okay. You're in the wrong account.
So-
You
No, now I'm in another account. Just invite promo 1144.
Let me get Sam in here.
Let's say this belonged to a very famous YouTuber.
Promo
Let's just say
144.
that.
Oh, I know this.
Yeah.
You're invited. All right, we got 4 now.
All right.
So do I just want to hit go to battle? So you need to pull a build. I just did auto build to just get a build.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna grab that
actually,
build on the
I'll go just
exhibition.
to take a look at it. We might not win it.
We don't have to win it. All right.
Scary ravages. Let's go like this.
I'm gonna hit
All
battle.
right, just give me 1 second. 1 second.
Okay,
Second.
I'll give you a minute. We'll give you one whole minute.
No, 1 second.
Okay.
It's
Just gonna grab the. All right, I'm ready. Go.
Okay. All right. Chat wants to know if the breaker shotgun hitbox is getting a fix. They want to know. So I'm trying to hit you with that.
Honestly, don't know, but I like.
Didn't you guys work on it at one point? Because the 4 barrels were being wonky. I don't know. Okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Destroy tower blowing up.
We're gonna blow up the tower, but do it sneakily. In case we get spotted, we got a regular PvE where you shoot at the enemy and they die. That's it.
That's it.
So you're gonna do it stealthy.
Interesting. Well, this looks like the map for the Spring Mayhem.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah, the color scheme is somewhat similar.
Bigger map.
Yeah, our stealth is over, guys. We got to fight now.
Uh-oh. Who ruined it? It wasn't my fault.
It was my fault.
We are not that good for spies, sorry.
Yeah,
Already lost some stuff here.
I just don't want to be the first one to die. That's
We're
my-
gonna get wrecked so bad here.
We need
Sorry,
better-
Yeah, I'm already getting.
Oh,
we're
no.
so dead.
This is the first raid I've played in like 3 years. I'll tell you guys that right now. It's been a minute. Mr. G here. Raid builds. Oof. Yeah,
Boom.
I want a relic junk bow like you guys said you were going to release. I need that now.
Oh, I need that.
We were having so much fun with the junk bow, or at least Cold was, at new player maps. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it was OP.
The junk bow is one of my favorite types of weapon.
Yeah, it's great. And it fits the lore of the game, too. The fact that it's a gun that shoots garbage. Maybe we need a garbage faction. I mean, just a total, like,
But
garbage
we already
faction.
got one, the scavengers.
But
They're
more
basically a
garbage. We're
garbage
like
faction.
really trashy. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Even more trashy.
I guess you're right. I
Let's
guess
get
you're
to
Yeah.
the stuff for
Alright.
another game, but maybe, who knows?
You guys said electric car faction. That feels like Don's children to me. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but the style could be different, so it will look not like the Dawn Children.
One thing that people ask a lot is like more Mad Max vibe factions and less futuristic. Not sure if that's a
Yeah.
consensus, but a lot of people ask that.
Yeah, the Syndicate and Dawn's feel different from the lore of the game, for sure.
Yeah,
We-
I've read a lot of people
Diesel
saying
faction
it
as well.
We're doing okay. I thought we were gonna get wrecked here.
I'm gonna die, and now. All right. Oh, I get a free respawn! Yay! All right, yeah. The chat is definitely blowing up that they want the Mad Max style faction. More of that. All right, that's what they want. Give the people what they want. All right, so tell us a little bit more about this game mode and how the stealthy option is different from other raids.
You can avoid patrols and cameras, so in that way you will, complete the objectives without.
without any resistance.
I'm
You
gonna follow
just,
Sam
get-
here.
And you'll spend much less time on it if you are stealthy.
So is that what I'm
Can we
seeing
try
on my
to run
screen?
this stealthy?
Is that what I'm seeing on my little indicator, the little eye on the pyramid at the top of the screen? That's the stealth indicator?
Yeah, that's the stealth indicator.
Okay.
It's
all right.
So you
And
need to
actually
stay
got
away
destroyed
from the
the tower.
surveillance camera, is that correct?
Yeah, but I already ruined it again, so...
Yeah, so did I. I'm right behind you.
Oh, at least it wasn't me.
Could you shoot stuff
I
with like a
tried.
scorpion from long range and not get detected? Or use that new autocannon, stay cloaked and shoot things? I wonder. Or is it just a radar
Probably you
thing?
can, but let's some stuff to check.
Oh, hit F. I fell over.
And here we go, the boss.
I need a carjack!
You have no sound on yet in game, Mr. G.
They can't hear my game? It's on my end. That's weird.
Ah, yeah, one of the interesting things about this PvE is that this is the first raid that's actually voice. There's voice lines that are
Voice over IP?
can be heard by you. They were always
really?
like just text, and now there's voice. That's something, also something cool added to it.
That's really,
By the way,
really
I got
cool.
all repair keys that I can't repair anymore, so we're probably gonna lose.
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah, I
gonna-
already lost a wheel here.
Well, Chad says
To be
they
fair,
can
I
hear
have
it,
no
so-
idea what I'm doing, so...
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, sorry.
You gotta kill the boss, right? And he is half a map away from you.
Good luck. Promo 144.
Not gonna happen. Should I just kill
do it.
myself?
Yes, the patch
gotta
drops
fight.
tomorrow, guys. Yeah, the battle pass drops tomorrow.
So this PvE mission also comes tomorrow, right?
Yep, everything comes
Alright.
tomorrow.
Cool.
Everything but the torque changes, guys. Don't freak out.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna try to kill that memento guy and fail miserably.
Good luck. I like that you're the last one left.
Let's see.
Use the perk on the new cabin. Straight line only.
So, Mr. G, you can turn on a sound of voice over in your settings.
Ah.
And try.
Yeah, the voiceover is... Yeah,
If you
you have
go.
to turn on.
I'm going to be real honest.
All right, GG.
Discord is my go-to for that, but for people that don't use Discord, that'll be a really nice one.
Operation failed. We are in action.
So yes.
We did our best.
So question, guys, is the voice chat only in that mode, or is it all the other modes as well?
No, it's not voice. I wasn't talking about
voiceover.
voice chat. I was talking about voiceover. The
The story.
The character, the lore character.
Oh,
talking to
right,
you.
right.
He's
Yeah, I
actually
have that
talking
too.
now.
Those guys drive me nuts, though, so I have that off. They're always talking.
Okay, guys, I know that you have a lot of questions left, but we don't really have time for some more. Maybe a couple more we can ask, but then we will have to leave.
Hey, you know what?
Sorry.
My
I
wife
think we
is my
got
wife is
pretty much
also like,
everything.
I need the camera back, Mr. G. So she's also the same. So it's fine.
No, we did great. We answered so many questions. Thank you so much, guys, for that.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, thanks for letting us know on my Discord server and getting those to me. Cole, thank you for fielding those in the chat. And you guys, thank you guys for just being honest with us and hitting us with as many answers as you guys could know. 'Cause I
You're
know we were
welcome.
throwing a lot of stuff. So, spasibo большое. And I'm not.
Пожалуйста.
Hey, all right. I'm not seeing any huge questions that we missed, did we, Cole? Should we let these
I
gentlemen go
think
to
we're
bed?
fine. Yeah, they are probably tired by now. All right.
It was
So guys,
really cool and a nice stream.
Gentlemen, I look
Yeah,
forward
thank you so
to
much,
more
guys.
of
Sorry
these in the
for
future,
anything.
guys.
Sorry for any awkward moments or questions, but thank you so
That's
much.
all right.
So,
That's
sorry for my
yeah,
English.
used to.
Uh,
And yeah, that's true. Our English is broken, so thank you for
Same as mine.
uh,
Same as
sharing
mine.
the strength.
Your
to-
English is better than my Ruski, you know? Oh, there's a baby G. It's not a Mr. G stream
Fair
unless
enough.
one of my children break in. So you can tell I need to go dad mode as well. Guys, thank you so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate you guys. Everybody have an awesome day, and the update is going to drop tomorrow. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe, all those things. Mr. G
Bye.
and the boys from Tarjun
Goodbye, guys.
out.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Boom.
All right, that